friends, in this video we are going to learn how to do a couching stitch. Now, to be fair, a couching stitch is just using any stitch, actually almost any stitch, to hold in place another fiber, another thread, a ribbon, something like that. Typically a couching stitch is just a straight stitch that would hold something in place, but here are some other examples. In this one right here, I've used a blanket stitch to hold that ribbon in place. So the blanket stitch is over top of it. The ribbon is actually not secured down except for with that. This one, I've used a bullion knot stitch to hold the rickrack in place. This one right here is just 2 strands of thread that are held in place with little detached chain stitches. This one is a herringbone stitch to hold it in place. So you can see this one's held in place by French knots, this one's held in place by fly stitches, and this last one right here is held in place by tiny little X's. Let me see if I can zoom on that. Yep, there we go. Can you see those tiny little X's holding it in place? That's what we are going to do on our P today. We are going to add little X's to hold it in place. So when you're doing a couching stitch, you need 1 needle threaded with the thread that we're going to couch in place, and you need a second needle threaded with the one that we make the X's with. Lots of times when you're couching, and in those examples that I showed you, the couching stitch is a different, the couching thread is a different thread than the one that we are going to couch with. The coucher is a different thread than the couchee, but in this case, it's going to be the same one. So I want my thread to be couched right along the edge, just like this. I find it easiest to hold that in, to kind of lay it the direction I'm going as best I can, and then use the needle that's attached to that to kind of hold it in place. Okay, so I have the thread being held in place. That's the couchee thread. Now the coucher thread, I have marked, if I were you, I wouldn't be marking them. I would just be stitching them. But so that you can see what I'm thinking, I went ahead and marked them. I marked them with a sew line pencil. I love the white and pink sew line pencils because they do such a good job on dark threads. Okay, so I'm going to come up and go over here to make this little cross stitch. If I were doing the invisible couching stitch, I would want none of these stitch parts right here to show. So I would want to keep them, just come up as close as I can on each side of the thread so that it's not as noticeable. But on this one, I wanted it to be a feature that we could see. So again, you're just doing a cross stitch. So you got to cross up on one side, down on one side. You'll notice that I'm not consistent in where I'm putting these. I'm just going from one to the other. So in order to keep your thread to be couched in the corner here, you're either going to have to go down and come back up, or you're going to have to put a cross stitch right there. All right, that is the couching stitch. We'll see you tomorrow.